If you were to take a simple look at Andy Pahez's 2025 stats, I think you'd come away pretty impressed in the 24-year-old. He crushed 27 homers, drove in 86 runs, swiped 14 bases, slashed .272, .313, .461, with his 12 fielding runs putting him amongst the best at his premium position in center field. But under the hood, there was a troubling trend in the second half of the year, when his OPS dropped nearly 80 points, with him striking out 5 times as often as he walked. A trend that would quickly morph into a postseason performance that was, by all major measures, the worst in MLB history. Seriously. But before we get into the overall numbers, let me take you through a quick recap of what his playoff journey looked like. It started with him going 0 for 9 in a wildcard series in which his team scored 18 runs, leaving him as pretty much the only guy who didn't contribute something positively to LA's winning effort. The division series would start out better, with him going 1 for 4 in a victory. However, this would be his only hit for the remainder of the entire series, as in games 2, 3, and 4, he wouldn't manage to register even a single knock, only reaching base one time when, ironically, it was his ground ball back to the mound that ended the entire NLDS, when Orion Kirkring botched an easy play completely. Still, this didn't count as anything positive on the stat sheet, leaving him at this point with a ridiculous .042 batting average. Game 1 of the NLCS would go pretty much exactly the same, over 3. Things were starting to look kinda crazy. Thankfully for Andy, he would manage to dramatically improve his numbers over the next couple contests, going a combined 2 for 5, while tallying his only extra base hit of the playoffs, a double, as well as driving in his only run. He would manage to secure the final out of the championship series in Game 4, catching a fly ball that officially sent his team to the World Series, even if it did come in another effort that saw him go 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. This line was nearly identical to his Game 1 of the World Series performance, this time with him going 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, contributing to his club getting beaten down 11-4. His final hit of the postseason would come in the next game, when, in a winning effort, he managed to tally a single and score a run in 4 plate appearances. After another 0 for 5 in LA's 18-inning victory in Game 3, Dave Roberts would do something unexpected, largely benching his young center fielder in place of utility man Miguel Rojas, a move that would result in Andy only getting an additional 3 plate appearances in the Fall Classic, not doing anything in any of them. But this wouldn't be where his story would end, as in Game 7, after his own replacement, Rojas, had tied things up on a 9th-inning homer, he managed to save the Dodgers' entire season when he made this ridiculous catch over the head of Kike Hernandez with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Just a couple frames later, his team had registered back-to-back championships, while simultaneously, mercifully, ending a brutal playoff run for the righty, who had managed to do quite a few negative historical things, as pointed out by Peyton of Big League Analysis on Twitter. You see, among players who managed to take at least 50 plate appearances in any single postseason, his .078 average, .113 OBP, .098 slug, and .211 OPS were all the worst totals ever recorded, with that final number being the only one under 300. Yet, it doesn't seem likely that anyone's going to remember this going forward, because of the final point that Peyton made. In the end, he saved his team's season, and that probably more than made up for the rest of his struggles.
Alright everybody, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching, and if you did, consider checking out any of these other videos on your screen right now for other content just like this. Also, if you ever see anything you'd like to see me detail in the video, feel free to reach out to my email, basebpoet@gmail.com, and if I end up using your idea, I'll give you a shout out. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.